All right, so I'm here to start another tell again at the Department of Corrections. For the last month, I've been hearing voice, same people talking to me, using implants, the same community disbelief acting. When they see me on video, the same acting, like whatever that is, from the same people. From the same people with the pants down, showing the butt cracks. But showing their butt cracks. But hey, I'm still telling. So the culture for the gay community, supported by technology, implants to make their culture realistic or actual. And as you can see, another police officer. Let me see. Can you turn that around? You can't see it, but there it is. As usual, repeat history. Trying to repeat history. Last time I was here, there was a cop here. They were telling me on the way here, if you pull that camera out, there's going to be a police officer driving down this very busy road. This road is not that busy. It is not a busy road. It's not a busy road. It is no patrolling this road is unnecessary. You got to go out of your way to go down this road, especially when someone's recording. So it's because I'm telling. It's a threat. They knew I was going to be telling, and that's another death threat from the gay community, a gay community police officer. So, again, there's implants in my body that someone is using to make me struggle to speak, to make me struggle to think. And at this very moment, somebody is electrocuting my genitals. And they just said, that's what racist people hate black men's genitals. That's what they just said in my ears. But they were gay. They were mad. Those people were gay and mad that these black men refused to also be gay, refused to have sex with them, were so attractive or were attractive to them for whatever dumb reason or whatever small reason made that black man attractive to them. And if he refused to have sex with them or have sex with the nearest gay person, could be his family member, could be his uncle or his aunt or his sister. It could be a relative. Usually is a relative first. The first person, the closest person to you that's gay is usually your relative. But they don't think being a relative is an issue. They don't think age is a problem. They don't think your sex is a problem. They don't think your proximity and the proximity to your relatives are a problem. They believe sex is natural and it should be had with the closest person to you. So they just said a bunch of homosexual things in my ears, illogical things. So they believe that they believe it's possible to, I don't know if that dude's gonna make a face or not. Is it open mouth? A lot of people do this when I walk past or go past them. They go like this. Like you open your mouth like there's a hole in there. And it's like they want you to stick something in their mouth. It's a disgusting behavior. But like I was saying, someone is electrocuting my genitals right now because they want me to cut my genitals off. That's what they just said. Well, that's what they've been trying to get me to do without saying it. So when animals have a body part that hurts them, they try to get rid of it or something like that. Or if their limbs are caught, or if they're burning, or they get rid of the limb. Some animals will bite their limbs off to get rid of that limb. They want me to cut my genitals off. They want me to cut my ears off, because I guess my ears are cute. I think they're really small ears, or they grow ears. You can grow the human ear using implants. So as a pedophile likes to play with little boys' ears, so what they do is they'll pull on your ear, and as they start to pull on your ear, they'll use technology to make your ear grow bigger. And they told me the size of they just said in my ears, well, somewhere in my brain, wherever my ears are connected to, in the back of the brain, maybe, where all the sound goes, they just said, if you have sex with if we grow your ears, if somebody's pulling on your ears, it means somebody's pulling on your testicles. We'll grow your testicles too. So they can grow your genitals the more you have sex with gay people. So the implants help their culture. So it helps people choose to have sex with gay people. And if you choose to have sex with us, we will grow your genitals. We will grow your body parts. And we can make it feel good. We can make you feel good as often as you have sex with us using electrical signals inside your body. And for the last month, people have been telling me to have sex with gay people in 10,000 different ways. As many imaginative things as you can come up with every single time you wake up, or every single experience you have. They've been trying to turn every experience I have into thoughts about having sex with gay people, and then also surrounding me with gay people. So I not only have the people speaking to me in my ears using technology implants to do so, but I also have the people in reality surrounding me who are in the gay community. So it's like, and then they hide the gravity. So they hide the mechanism to get me to have sex with gay people by lying and saying there's no implants in anyone's body. So if he wants to have sex with gay people, he did it. But really, you put an implant in this person and you are talking to them constantly, electrocuting their body parts and telling them to have sex with gay people so that you can hide the motive, or hide that you did that instead of them choosing to do it of their own free will. They use implants. Okay. Oh. I'm here for a pro visit. You're with Danielle? Yes. At what time? At 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock? Get to your promo. Y'all checked in. All right, cool. Thank you. All right. Okay. So the camera, this is bad. So. Uh-oh. Crap. All right, so. All right, let's that's not normal. You're supposed to be able to flip the camera around. That is weird. Oh. Yes, education. Stalking behavior.
police officer told him to hug yourself. He, I don't know.
Okay, I'll let you know right here.
I am still harassed by a community in public and within the with implant electrocuting my genitals. May 9th and who else? Electrocuting my genitals and speaking to me about gay culture. Constantly. Gay culture. Sleep deprivation. So they were just telling me. So while I'm trying to write, I don't know if you can tell, it sounds like I'm a handicapped person where it's not fluid, right? Well, the issue is someone is affecting my memory and giving me prompts of what to say, and I'm fighting to find something else to say while that's happening.
Your phone will stop that.
So I'm fighting to speak freely while someone is stopping me from using my memory or my own words to come up with what I want to say. So they block your memory and give you words to say. So it's like they control your speech and what you can say at the same time. It's an implant. Implants. I guess someone just said you're supposed to be panicking, but you sound like you're chilling, or you sound like you're fine with this. I've told for 5 years now, and it's obvious that panicking or acting like I'm panicking isn't gonna change reality. So I try to maintain I use my voice to speak freely. Well, I try to tell. I think that's the idea. They wanted me to get mad, panic, and do something overnight. And I think that's how most people react. Most people are coached into reacting or naturally choose to react that way. I chose to tell, and I chose to keep telling. I don't know. I learned somewhere that the only recourse we have as people in America or citizens, the right thing to do is to continue to tell. That's somewhere. I think like in my childhood or when I was a teenager, I don't know, like a kid. I learned somewhere you're supposed to keep telling. And it doesn't seem like the right thing to do would be to attack people, to panic, to scream all the time, to make videos of me yelling when because there's an implant. I have an implant, and someone is using it to electrocute my genitals and my ears and my lungs and my heart, and to change my voice, to make it difficult to speak, uh, just because just because it wait, why would I see? I can't even finish that thought. It's not a complicated thought. It was easy to follow, right? But if you remove someone's memory, you can make it impossible for them to make a conclusion, or to compress the thoughts from 5 seconds ago. And the only way I know that is because people are doing that to me as we speak. The only way I know that technology is capable of doing the things I just said is because someone is doing it as I'm speaking. And they're squeezing my lungs now, so I have no air in my chest. It's like a death threat. It's like someone knows I'm telling, which can't actually be of assist. It isn't really assisting me in any way because no one watches my YouTube videos. So telling isn't helping me. And telling is not telling hasn't been helping. So these people squeezing my lungs, squeezing my lungs can't stop or they aren't doing anything to help, well, to stop me from telling. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like they're squeezing my lungs for fun instead of what the reason they're telling me is that they're squeezing my lungs to stop me from telling. But since no one is listening or no one watches my YouTube videos, it seems like they're squeezing my lungs for fun. They squeeze the air to make it harder for me to speak for no reason. And I think that's what the gay community does all the time. They lie, or they hide their purpose. They hide gravity, right? What they're after. So they tell you one thing and one reason, but the real reason. So you see the action, you see the behavior, but you don't know why. They give you a reason. They give you the logic for the behavior, but we all know actions have many reasons, right? You can say you're doing something for this reason, but in the end, people find out you did what you did for a different reason. I don't know. They think they're smart, that they can escape gravity as long as nobody knows why they're doing what they're doing. So, um, I'm trying to tell as well as I can about this behavior. Oh, oh, so I don't know. I'm just telling culture stories, and then this goes here.
Darius? Watermelon.
So, I was just telling culture stories. That's all. No. Telling culture stories. What does that mean? What was I talking about? So, what does that mean? They're talking to me right now. They probably was that culture stories mean nothing or something like that. And then they just use. And then Taylor Swift just said "gay" in my left ear. And then they electrocuted the inside of my ear canal, like while she said it. So gay, and then electrocution, like your ear is about to pop in my left ear. I think people, every time I mention Taylor Swift's name, I remember stories of people complaining, like decades ago, that Taylor Swift was bothering them. Like, and when I watched the news, I was like, these people are crazy. Mm-hmm. Right? I watched the news.
Why do you think Taylor Swift specifically? Because she's everywhere?
No, I can tell that's her voice.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but what, like...
I think she's doing it in public. Well, sorry. Yeah. I think she's I know she's doing it to me, and so I think I'm so sorry. I think she's hiding the rationale, probability or statistics, or hiding behind, I'm a celebrity. There's no way in the world I'd be a criminal. So I think that's what they use. They use people who are hard to believe could commit a crime to commit crimes. So I think the gay community, she's gay, so she's I think that's her motive to help people with implants have sex with other people with implants, or which would be other gay people. So she's helping. She just 2 seconds ago, that girl was talking to me, and I think she took 5 seconds of her life to do what she just did, because I can hear her. I know that's her voice, and she keeps doing it. Every once in a while, she'll pop in, and she'll mask her voice, but it's clearly her. And you're good. That's a good question. Why do you think she's doing it, or why do you think it's her? It's she's gay. She likes gay dudes, or she's into that celebrity presidential race type thing. And Todd Hall is racing to be president, and he needed me to have sex with gay people so that he could become president. And if he's going to be president, years before he's actually president, these people start hanging out with each other. So these celebrities and these people who are racing to be president decades before they become president are using implants to hang out with each other, conversate with each other, associate with each other, so that the day that this person does choose to, and they're squeezing the hell out of my chest, become president, they already have a relationship with each other. So they're grooming each other in preparation. So I was supposed to have sex with gay people, be a gay man in public, support Todd Hall as he raced for the presidential office as a gay man, and I was supposed to marry Taylor Swift. And while I was marrying Taylor Swift, he was supposed to be having sex with her, while I would only be having anal sex with her, or some insane. And that's what they've been telling me. So I wasn't supposed to have sex with a woman ever. It was a privilege given to white people, which is a cover. So it's their culture. So you have to find somebody, dominate somebody, another man, a black man.
That's what they want you to do.
Yes, okay. They want me to be dominated and prevented from having vaginal sex, which is like a fusion. It's fusion. So a man and a woman having sex together is like a representation of energy and gravity working together to improve each other. But the idea was for me to never fuse with a woman and to never have the privilege of fusion, and to do something as old as time. So since they think I'm so heterosexual, or I'm a dominant male, or even though I don't act like it, I have the traits. So they said if Todd Hall could prove his dominance on John Lattimore, he could some dude with traits. He could do something. He could have the reward of being president. He could have the elites or the socialists think there has to be evidence of dominance. And since Todd practices gay culture, he thinks He took an opportunity. He found a kid. That somebody wanted him to dominate into adulthood, like
Sure.
groom to have
Yeah.
sex with gay people. Prove your dominance on this child. Get him to have sex with gay people as an adult, because if you don't, if nobody does, he's going to grow up to be a dominant and proud black guy, which we don't want in a community full of black men who are gay. So it's a stigma. It makes our purpose look less valuable. Well, the agenda. If somebody's looking out the window seeing a straight guy in a world we're telling people everyone is gay or all black men are gay, that guy looking heterosexual is going to defeat or make us look like liars. So in the end, this woman is talking to me all the time, telling me to be gay, telling me that my life was supposed to be spent for the last 20 years having sex with men and hiding it, and or being open about it. They didn't decide. And then while that was happening, I would be preparing to have sex with Taylor Swift to marry her for DNA.
Whose DNA?
My DNA.
Oh, okay.
So apparently the girl has a disease, and apparently I'm supposed to supply her with the DNA she needs. That's what black people are here for, not to have sex, but to give DNA to give whoever they choose, eugenics, for the purpose of eugenics. So we weren't here because we were valuable to the country. We were here for the occasional need to reproduce with people who needed DNA.
Okay.
So Taylor Swift, I'm supposed to be a smart black guy with great genetics that was supposed to be gay, that someone noticed when I was a child. And as I grew up, I was supposed to start having sex with gay people. And as a reward, I'd get to have anal sex with Taylor Swift. And while Todd Hall was having vaginal sex with the woman I married.
Okay.
So that was the crap they've been telling me for the last 5 years. And that's why this girl keeps talking to me, because she thinks, or they planned for Todd Hall to be president of the United States, and for me to help him become president by being intelligent, being very smart, being genetically gifted, athletic, also gay, and support using the gay community to propel him into the White House. And like the whole story, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, he's helping out. He's being very helpful.
Yeah, I remember you gave me some of that background.
Yeah. So
excuse me.
that's his and then the police harassment is from the gay community. So
Sure.
I guess they're moving ahead as if I'm not telling that they're acting like I'm gonna die or I'm gonna do something bad to eliminate all the stories, all the evidence. Because if you kill a bunch, they're trying to get me to hate gay people and hurt gay people so they can accuse me of a hate crime.
So they can like justify their like
The attitudes,
response.
yeah.
Yeah.
The history. They can justify the history. They can just say, "Oh, this dude hated gay people his whole life. This is what he's always wanted to do." That's not true. I haven't held hatred for anybody. I never considered killing somebody on a hate crime purposes or anything of that nature. So these people want that to happen so that they can erase everything I've told.
Okay.
So
you're saying, so I just want to make
yeah.
sure that I'm clear. So you're saying that nothing has changed when it comes to law enforcement, especially,
Yes.
Despite you telling
Yes.
and airing and sharing your story.
They're moving in one direction.
Okay.
They're like idiots who believe that if they continue the same behavior, they'll get a different response. So when I tell, they double down on the response of harassment. So if I say that a police officer stalking me, 10 seconds later, several more police officers begin.
So like multiplies.
So yeah, so it's like they double. It's like you just told, you feel good or you feel like you did the right thing, and instead of getting the right response, you get the same response. So it's like frustration and anger, or
On their part.
oh no, on your part, because well, your thoughts lead to frustration because you just told to resolve this issue,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't feel like the same issue would arise again. But it's like a psychologist who studies human minds and human thought process got learned how to harass somebody or how to frustrate somebody, how to make someone feel helpless. And so I'm learning from that person what to do to hurt other people or make them feel helpless or to continue harassment. So when someone tells, listen to them or don't listen to them, whatever you feel like,
Sure.
and then right afterwards, do whatever they complained about to them again. And that turns them into a violent, well, frustrates them, gets them angry, because even smart people who think logically can be, well, would understand. I don't know. It would understand that someone's interfering with the process of resolution, how the logical resolution process works. You tell things change, and you told nothing changed. Now what do? You feel helpless. So that's what police officers in the area have been doing. I've been sexually assaulted repeatedly for 5 years. People keep rubbing up against my butt and touching my butt at work. And every single police department keeps saying that there's nothing we can do about it. But this history keeps repeating itself. And it's like they're moving forward with trying to get me to join the gay community. Or the other storyline is mental health. They just told me if it doesn't work, we can tell people that mental health problems are a big thing. Or Todd Hall's platform would be, I'm fighting for mental health reform because I had a person I knew who had a mental health problem. So whether I choose to hate gay people, whether I choose to kill myself, whether I choose to continue to tell the stories I'm telling, they have a storyline prepared for his shot towards the White House.
Okay.
But you can't change reality. I mean, it's like it's too late. I told. Yeah. And as long as I don't kill myself, kill somebody else, have sex with gay people, commit rape, or any of these horrible things they've been trying for the last 5 years to get me to do, there's really nothing Todd can do or anybody else can do to escape. And they're flashing images of Todd being thoughtful and moving very slowly in my eyes. It's like somebody just barely moving and thinking at the same time. These images in front of my eyelids. And as I'm talking to you. And then, so the play is for those two, all these things that happen, and they're using the community and any forms of harassment that you can possibly think of in technology. So 24/7, they're using as many weapons as possible to get me to follow one of these storylines, and get me to follow one of these storylines so that they can help Todd Hall become president. But I can't see it working out. I'm trying to explain that. I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to myself. I'm trying to explain that, and I can't, which I should be able to, that it won't work because I told, and whether or not they can see whether the logic is, the motive is there, and the history is there. So all someone has to do is piece together history to see the pattern or find the evidence of what I'm saying, and then to recreate what I've said.
Is there like a timeline for when Todd Hall would need to get into the presidency? Or get, like, are we talking about this year? Are we talking about...
I don't know. They keep telling me it's me. So they keep telling me when I'm turned 35, I'm what I just told you is a lie. So when I turn 35, I'll be president. And
that you will.
Yeah, and that's why all the police officers are stalking me or always around me. And then every time I see a first student truck, they tell me that's like Secret Service. So we're grooming you to be prepared to be followed by the same vehicle wherever you go. So every time I go outside, first student trucks drivers, I see like 12 of them a day, and they follow me. They're like right behind me. They're at intersections where I go. I leave somewhere. I see a first student driver truck. I go back to that same spot. I see another first student driver. They're telling me that's how Secret Service works. That's how police officers work when you're the president. So so the only timeline I've gotten that somebody was going to be in the White House was me. So the answer to your question
by 35, but
yeah.
Todd Hall, like they haven't told you.
No, they haven't told me anything about when this man's going to be president or when he's going to shoot for the White House.
You just know that that's the mission.
That was the mission.
Or the objective.
Yes, because he thinks I'm supposed to be gay. He thinks I'm supposed to wait. He's trying to get me to. Well, I just told you that.
Yeah.
What happened? So, I think if they can get any of those things to happen, he would shoot for the White House.
Right. I was just going to say that helps propel him toward that objective.
I think they're waiting. They're buying time because I'm still not gay. I'm still not a rapist. They can't have this man shooting for the White House with me posting videos alive and not gay, telling these stories, and the Twitter page I have, which is evident that I don't have a mental health issue or that I'm trying to tell positive things to people, that I don't have a motive to hurt. Well, like a hate-filled agenda, hate-filled thoughts because of my circumstances or my history or whatever the heck you can think of. I'm still being as positive as possible and telling at the same time. So they don't have evidence that I am the person they accuse me of, and I'm constantly providing new evidence contrary to what they've told people about me, or contrary to the stories they want people to think about me.
Sure.
So Todd Hall can't shoot for the White House as long as I'm alive. So that's why they're trying to get me to kill myself, go to jail, commit rape, have sex with gay people, any of the things they can use to get rid of somebody, so that Todd Hall can jump forward and start telling people he wants to run for the White House. So the first goal is to get rid of me or to use me to help him. He can't, for dominance reasons, he couldn't feed me, he couldn't shelter me, because I might look like a better option. So or like a better option for the White House. So he's shooting for the White House, and this guy is a black guy. He's athletic. He's smart. He speaks two languages. I mean, there's a lot of qualities I have. He learned physics. He's what else did he do? He learned humanity's purpose. He learned lots of things in a small period of time, and people are going to be very attracted to that. So you and him standing next to each other is going to be a poor light to shine upon you, a poor way to look at Todd, because
in comparison with
to his little brother. Okay. So if they were still in a relationship with each other, they were nice to each other, they were still big brothers, little brothers.
Sure.
This person, the little brother, will look better than the big brother. So Todd Hall's job for years was to never help me, never allow me to grow, so that he never had a challenge when he shot for the White House. He needed to make sure no one would think twice. Nobody would think twice about choosing him to take that ticket to the White House over me. It's made up. They made up this purpose. It's artificial purpose. People can have their free will. If they wanted to shoot for Todd Hall, they would. And there's also a chance I wouldn't want to be president. So if I had the best life possible, there's a good chance I still wouldn't want to be president of the United States.
That's fair.
I actually don't. I think it's a leadership responsibility for people who can handle the gravity of being the president. So and it's not something that I'm inclined to do. I believe in freedom way too much to to control the lives of the people around me. So it's something Todd Hall likes to do. He likes to control other people's lives. He likes to do bad things for a greater purpose. He believes in like artificial gravity producing things. He believes in doing bad things to get something you want. So even if you hurt thousands of people, as long as the outcome is what you wanted, it is okay. So that's not humanity. That's not part of humanity's purpose. You have to. Any loss of energy is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't hurt people in the process of getting what you want.
Right.
And that's something Todd Hall's okay with. So I'm trying. It's like a pyramid. Our country is supposed to build a pyramid of energy, reaching higher to producing more energy to have a better life, improving our lives. So, but they don't. They believe in gravity. So Todd Hall's gay. He believes in gravity. He believes gravity produces energy, which is true, but there's no energy to begin with. Well, that's not true. They messed up physics. They applied their culture to physics to satisfy their imagination. They applied their imagination to physics to satisfy their culture. So to make it look legitimate or to legitimize it, I don't know. So they believe in hurting people to get what they want because they think gravity produces energy. But and gravity can be a good thing or a bad thing, depends on how you use it. Or so they use gravity the wrong way to produce energy, and that's what they believe in, and that's what my life, 30 years of my life, is supposed to be gravity that would propel Todd Hall to the White House. If I was gay, a rapist, a sex offender, any bad thing, Todd Hall could use to propel him to the White House, and that's what they're after. And that's like a human imagination that I have no interest in. I did not come up with this. They have been. It's evident in my history. Some of the stuff I'm telling you is evident in my history. The grooming in my childhood, the from birth till now. I think somebody who's smart could backtrack and see that and then see how this story is very like somebody had to plan ahead to make this story come true.
Yeah.
So I'm not into politics. I'm not into gay culture. I'm not into grooming. I'm not into physics. I wasn't into physics until I started weightlifting. But all of these thoughts are an adult thoughts that somebody spent decades coming up with before I was born. And as I'm aging, someone who's very intelligent, more intelligent than I am, or knew things before I did, has been making decisions to affect my life to satisfy this purpose or this artificial, this made up, this life that someone designed or wants to happen for Todd Hall.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the CDL Institute.
Okay.
Which you're still planning on starting on the 28th?
Yes.
Is that still right?
Yes.
And is that, remind me, so that's like a in-class, like classroom type environment?
Yes.
Just for 2 weeks?
Yes.
So, I'm sorry.
5-hour
sessions for 2 weeks on weekdays.
Yes.
And you would just be commuting?
Yes. They give you 2 weeks of classes and 6 months to pass the test or the driving test.
Oh, okay.
So you have 6 months to pass the driving test and 2 weeks worth of classes.
Okay.
I thought about commuting. I'm sorry. I'm trying really hard to find my words. I can't recall if I'm going to. I don't know. I might be tired. And gas is expensive, so I have debated. Well, these people are using technology to make me debate.
No,
I'm sorry.
But just make sure that you know to do this. Just update source. It's
Okay.
considered like education. They just need to know like
Okay.
updated schools or higher education places. And if you do end up doing like an overnight or something, you just text me. So
Okay.
like if you're like, yeah, I'm not driving back. I'm just too tired. Just send me a text.
Okay.
Even if it's after hours. How do you think? When was the last time you were in a classroom?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Online classroom.
Okay. How do you think, with everything going on, that's going to impact your ability to focus?
It's impossible. I just tried to take a test. Someone is reading every time I look at a word. A man immediately reads the words to me, and if he can't get there fast enough, my vision blurs to make sure that he reads the word before I do.
Okay.
So it's I think it's I think it's impossible. It's going to be very well.
Is it impossible?
And I have to listen to somebody say every word I read, and then so I don't know. I feel like I can't remember, but I just took a test somewhere in the same setting that's going to be in the classroom.
Sure.
And I was studying for the CDL.
Okay.
I was studying, and the whole time, every single word, a man, read the words out loud to me, and as a 20-year-old man reading every word I speak out loud to me. And then so I was at coffee shops. I went to a lot of coffee shops. I kept going to coffee shops. So while that was happening, so I was in public. It's kind of like a classroom setting.
Sure.
Surrounded by people, and then they would play a game. Well, they say a voice will change the direction of the voice I heard, so that it sounded like somebody nearby was talking. And so they were harassing me while I was studying. And they used to, when I was going to school at Upper Iowa, they were electrocuting my genitals, burning my genitals, like worse than they're doing now. And they told me, it's because you're so hot. You're so hot. You're going to school. You're going to work. It makes you so hot. But they're really trying to get me to cut my genitals off, and to distract me from learning. It was a distraction, and it was to stop me from going to school. Stop going to school, or we're going to keep burning your genitals, or stop learning. So I think long story short, so despite that, I have no choice. I have to, I can't work close around people because they keep rubbing up against my butt.
I was just gonna offer a suggestion, and you know, you can take it or leave it. And I understand that it's constant, the things that are going on, and it's just constant distraction. You said it's 24 hours a day. It's, you know, when you sleep, it's. I don't know if there's an option for the classroom setting to kind of maybe do like an audio recording of the instructions, so you can go back and listen if needed, despite you having constant, you know.
It's I don't know if normally when you play your speakers on your computer, you hear exactly what's being spoken on the video. Somehow these people are able, wherever I go, whatever computer I use, to make noises underneath the sounds of what you're supposed to hear, like a licking noise.
Okay.
While you're watching a movie, or while you're listening to music, or and then electrocuting your genitals at the same time. And they just told me to say that. I hate saying exactly what they say, and that's why I think I struggle to speak, because I'm trying to avoid saying whatever the hell they're telling me.
Repeat what they're saying.
Yes.
Okay, so, and I have to meet with my mentee in a couple minutes. So So starting on the 28th, and then you mentioned continuing, you were talking about the harassment at work.
Yes.
I thought you weren't working right now.
No.
You're not?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to just wanted to confirm. So it's just the school that you got set up right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next time I see you, let me see here. So if we're looking at the 20th, well, I'll show you my calendar here. So
Okay.
if you have, and it's, let me look here, 5-hour sessions for 2 weeks. So if you start on the 28th, 1, 2, 3, let me just take a look. And I can schedule you out, John. That's totally fine. 1, 2, 3, I would be due to see you on the 6th. So then maybe the following week.
Okay. That'd be cool.
So this would be like week 1, week 2, and then I could maybe see you on this week.
All right.
The week of the 10th.
That'd be dope.
Okay. You want to do the 13th?
Sure.
Okay. You should be done by then.
Okay.
Do you want an appointment slip?
No, I'll wait. I should probably take it because I forgot until 2 days ago.
No problem. And then do you have a preference for the time? Okay. I'm open all day.
Oh, no time preference.
Okay, 6/13, that's another Thursday. For office, that'll be like 5 weeks out. Same time, 10 o'clock?
Sure.
Okay. All right. There's this. And I wish you luck in class. I hope that it's not too much of a struggle, but I can't imagine.
Okay. What do you call it? I've had this problem everywhere I go. So
I know.
It's whether it's a class.
That's why I was asking when the last time you were in a classroom was, because if it's been, but I mean, just 2 years ago wasn't super long ago, and all of this started happening.
Yeah,
like
5
years ago.
Yeah. So it's
Hopefully it's a small classroom size.
Yeah, I hope it's 2 or 3 people. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That's someone else just said that. But yeah.
All right. Well, I will see you next month.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So told yet again. And they can do that too. They can make you spit, make you cough up phlegm. No. Make you that stuff in the back of your throat come up. It's disgusting. But they can make that happen too. I'm telling. I'm still telling. Yeah. Still telling. This was stupid. This was worthless. This was a very bad decision. You should not have done it. And I guess nobody would know unless you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have chose to torture or place implants in people who didn't want them. We aren't play toys. We are people. Doesn't give you a right to electrocute us or use us as test subjects. Place your implants in children because you think they have no value. They have no purpose. Well, some of these kids turned out to be very valuable. Well, all of them were valuable. They all have purpose. We need all of them. Every single mind has something stored in it that we may use, could use. You never know. My brain was designed for physics. I have a brain built to see reality. Or gravity. Built for gravity. Built
to find energy, built and genetics to support that energy. So yeah, some of these kids find their purpose. Some spend a lifetime searching, but you don't know that at birth. So you shouldn't be putting implants in people because you don't think they're valuable, or you have the best imagination for their lives. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Sexually assaulting people, electrocuting their genitals. It's a bad idea. Oh, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It was a bad idea. I think they failed. The gay community failed to be the representatives of gravity. They claimed their gravity, but they failed. They didn't control their energy. In fact, they just did exactly what they wanted, exactly what men do, not women. They didn't support, shelter, or protect our population. They chose to abuse the position of authority that they gave themselves and claimed they were achieving the highest logical purpose: gravity, providing gravity, space, support, shelter, so that we could exist. They decided to control energy, take life from people, sexually assault people, put implants in people, to do things they weren't supposed to do to make sure America continued to exist. They went and started having sex with us, or trying to, and forcing us to participate in gay culture so they could have more sex. And if these people did their jobs, we wouldn't have any problems. Instead, they chose to be human, to have desires, to have wants, to have needs, to not wait for the right person to show up who was willing to have sex with them. They decided to force people to have sex with them whether they wanted to or not. There's a good chance that energy would exist and die before it ever chose to have sex with gay people. And of course, men can't wait. These dudes who claim to be gravity are still just men. They aren't gravity. They are not gravity. Gravity is infinite. Well, not infinite, it's finite. She's perfect. She's the past, present, and future. And she always waits she provides energy, the space to exist, support, and shelter. And when energy runs out of energy is when gravity shows her power. It is to produce more energy. Or try to, if there's enough weight nearby. But anyways, I gotta go. I'm running out of space, so I gotta go. I'm running out of space. I gotta go. I'm gonna keep telling. If somebody's electrocuting my genitals as I'm talking, and I'm gonna keep telling.